Hi guys, Greg from Creative Fire here. Today I'm going to be talking about design input for your branding, marketing and communications, and we're going to look at how that can be facilitated in-house versus outsourcing. Now first of all, the discussion is primarily being targeted at the business owners, senior managers or marketing personnel out there, the ones who hold the responsibility for developing the branding and communications material for their business. If you fit into either of these categories, I want you just to take a moment to consider how you currently facilitate these tasks. I'm talking brand development, printed communications such as leaflets and brochures, social media posting, the creation and upkeep of a website, presentation documents, business stationery, to name but a few. On reflection, outsourcing these activities to a professional designer may initially sound like an unnecessary costly investment. You're paying for knowledge, skill and experience. If you pair up with someone who has these qualities in abundance, it's realistic to expect to pay the going rate. So why on earth would you? After all, doing it yourself isn't going to cost you anything, is it? Wrong. Whether it's accountancy, law, recruitment, health, compliance, confectionery, charity, whatever industry it falls under, it takes time to master. I'm a creative by trade with almost 20 years experience under my belt, and believe me, if I sat down and attempted to even pretend that I know how to run a business from any of these examples I've just given, I'm going to fall flat on my arse. When it comes to design, there's the argument that there are now plenty of do-it-yourself platforms available online for just about anything you require. Need a website? Build it in Wix. Need some social media graphics? Use Canva. Even logos can now be auto-generated. So why on earth would you listen to me telling you to reconsider that this apparent cost-saving exercise is not necessarily as clear-cut as it sounds? Firstly, these platforms often have limitations in terms of their capabilities, for brand alignment or flexibility. In other words, they're template based. This means you're restricted to a certain number of options, which jeopardises your true exclusivity and risks you clashing with your competitors. Secondly, there's having a creative eye, an understanding for what makes branding effective. You're not doing this for your own personal taste, but conversely, you're identifying what your target market wants, not just in terms of what they see, but also in terms of how they feel. Branding is about emotion and the experience you provide. It's personality and the platform for building client relationships. Do you honestly know how to go about achieving this? Thirdly, there's the practical application. Whether it's a DIY platform or you've got your hands on some purpose-built design software, can you honestly say that you know how to operate it proficiently? Programs like Adobe Photoshop, for example, are a labyrinth for depth. And even after all the years I've been using it, I'm still learning. All of these considerations have one key thing in common. They all require time. You may think that time is free if you're taking care of it yourself, but it isn't. That time could be billable, better spent on a client project. How much do you charge your clients per hour? Now look back and consider how long these design tasks, which quite frankly you're not best placed to do, are taking you. You have two choices. You can either continue as you are, ill-equipped and short on practice, tackling these creative projects yourself, which are going to take you away from your core vocation, or you can bring in a creative partner that oozes the skill and expertise your brand so desperately needs. And it's probably not going to cost you any more for the privilege. I know which one I'd choose. As the saying goes, time is money, and that goes for your own time too. So focus on what makes your clients choose you and put all of your efforts into that. Meanwhile, in the background, you have incredible brand and marketing communications being developed to make your brand proposition irresistible.